Good morning children. Today we are going to learn the concepts square, perfect square and properties of perfect squares under the topic number system. First, let us know what is the definition of a square, which is nothing but, that means the square of a number is the product of a number with itself. The square of a number is the product of a number with itself. Let us consider a number 5. I want to multiply 5 by itself. Nothing but 5 into 5, which gives a square of 5, which gives square of 5. That means square of 5 is equal to 5 into 5, and which is denoted by 5 square. The square of 10. Square of 10 can be written as 10 into 10, which is denoted by 10 square. The square of n. The square of n, which is nothing but n into n, that is equal to n square. The square of a number is the product of a number with itself. The square of a number is the product of a number with itself. Here we need a square of 5. You have to multiply 5 by itself, then use a square of 5. Okay, that is the definition of a square of 5, and which are the some examples. Next one is perfect square. What is a perfect square? A natural number is said to be a perfect square, which is the square of any other natural number. A natural number is said to be a perfect square, which is the square of any other natural number. Let us consider a number 36, which is a perfect square or not. Once we have to check. A natural number said to be a perfect square if it is the square of any other natural number. I want to write 36 as 6 into 6 gives what? 6 square, which is nothing but square of 6, which is nothing but square of 6. That means 36 here one natural number which is called perfect square because it can be written as square of any other natural number 6. A natural number is said to be a perfect square if it is the square of any other natural number. 36 can be written as square of 6, so that 36 is a perfect square. Let us consider 64. 64 can be written as 8 into 8, that is equal to 8 square. 64 can be written as square of 8, so that 64 is a perfect square. I want to consider another number 56. 56 can be written as square of any other natural number? No, because 56 can be written as 7 into 8. 7 into 8 is nothing but 56, which is not a product of a number with itself. So that 56 is not a perfect square. 56 is not a perfect square. A natural number is said to be a perfect square if it is the square of any other natural number. Let us consider some examples. This 36, 64, 100, 81. These are all the perfect squares. Okay. Let us see some properties of. Third one is properties of perfect squares. Properties of perfect squares. In that, first point is the numbers ending with the digits 2, 3, 7 or 8. The numbers ending with the digits 2, 3, 7 or 8 are not perfect squares. Are not perfect squares. Because if we see, let us consider 12. 12 is a perfect square? No, because it cannot be expressed as square of any other natural number. So that 12 is not a perfect square. Like 33, 67, 98. Like that we can consider some examples. These are not perfect squares because they cannot be expressed as the square of any other natural number. So that the numbers ending with the digits 2, 3, 7 or 8 are not perfect squares. If the numbers can be end with, if the numbers are ending with the digits either 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9 or may not be perfect squares, or may not be perfect squares. May not be perfect squares. The numbers ending with the digits 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9 or may not be perfect squares. Let us consider some examples here. Let us see 100. 100 ending with the digit 0. 100 ending with the digit 0. So 100 can be expressed as 10 square because 10 into 10 is equal to 100. 100 can be expressed as 10 square so that it is a perfect square. If we consider 20, 20 also ending with the digit 0. Is it a perfect square? No, because it cannot be expressed as square of any other natural number. So that 20 is not a perfect square. Let us consider 64. Yes, it is a perfect square because it can be written as 8 square. 8 into 8, nothing but 64. 34 is a perfect square. 34 cannot be expressed as square of any other natural number. So that 34 is not a perfect square. So here it is a number ending with the digit 4 which gives a perfect square. Here also which is ending with the digit 4 but it is not a perfect square. That means if the numbers ending with the digits 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9 or may not be perfect squares. Sometimes they are perfect squares, sometimes they are not perfect squares. Okay, you have to remember these 2 points. And third point is the numbers ending with odd number of zeros. The numbers ending with odd number of zeros. The numbers ending with odd number of zeros are not perfect squares. Are not perfect squares. The numbers ending with odd number of zeros. That means let us consider 10. 10 ends with 1 0. That means odd number of 0. 10 ends with 1 0. 1 is nothing but odd number. That means it ends with odd number of zeros so that it is not a perfect square because 10 cannot be expressed as square of any other natural number. So it is not a perfect square. Similarly, 2000 ends with 3 zeros. 3 means odd number of zeros. So 2000 is also not a perfect square because it cannot be expressed as square of any other natural number. Like that 4000, 19,000. These are all not perfect squares. The numbers ending with odd number of zeros are not perfect squares. Next one is the numbers ending with even number of zeros. The numbers ending with even number of zeros may not be perfect squares. May or may not be perfect squares. The numbers ending with even number of zeros may not be perfect squares. For suppose, let us consider 100. 100 ending with 2 zeros. 2 means even number. So it is ending with even number of zeros. So it is a perfect square. Sometimes it is a perfect, sometimes it is not a perfect square. Here it ends with 2 zeros. 100 can be written as 10 square because 10 into 10 100. So here it is a perfect square. 200. 200 also ends with 2 zeros. But it is a perfect square? No, because it cannot be expressed as square of any other natural number. So that it is not a perfect square. Similarly, we consider 80,000. 80,000 can be written as 200 into 40,000. 40,000 can be written as 200 into 200, right? 200 into 200 nothing but 40,000 can be written as 200 square. So 40,000 can be expressed as square of other natural number. So that 40,000 is a perfect square according to the definition. And one more thing here, it is ending with even number of zeros. So here it is a perfect square. Is it a perfect square? 20,000 is a perfect square? No, because it cannot be expressed as square of any other natural number. So that 20,000 is not a perfect square, right? Next. Let me say if the numbers ending with even number of zeros may not be perfect squares. Okay. Next one is the square of even number is even. The square of even number is even. The square of even number is even. Let us consider an example. 4. What is the square of 4? 4 square is equal to 16. 16 is also what? Even number. Let us consider another number 6. 6 square gives what? 36. 36 is also an even number. The square of even number is an even number. That is one of the point. Next one is the square of an odd number. Square of an odd number is odd. The square of an odd number is odd. Let us consider a number 7. Square of it, 7 square gives what? 7 into 7, nothing but 49. 49 is a odd number, is an odd number. Let us consider another number 5. 5 square. 5 square is nothing but 5 into 5 which gives 25. 25 is also odd number. That means the square of an odd number is odd. The square of an odd number is odd. Okay. Next point is the square of a proper fraction is smaller than the given fraction. The square of a proper fraction is smaller than the given fraction. Let us consider a proper fraction. Means the numerator is smaller than the denominator. I consider a number proper fraction 1 by 3. The square of this proper fraction, that means 1 by 3 whole square, is smaller than the given fraction. The square of proper fraction is smaller than the given fraction. Which is true or not, once we have to verify. 1 by 3 whole square means 1 by 3 into 1 by 3. 1 by 3 into 1 by 3 gives what? 1 by 9. So 1 by 9, 1 by 3. Which one is smaller? Once we have to verify. By doing cross multiplication, we can conclude easily. So 1 into 3, 3. 1 into 9 into 1, 9. 9 is 3 is smaller than 9. 3 is smaller than 9. So that the square of proper fraction is smaller than the given fraction. The square of proper fraction is smaller than the given fraction. Okay. Next point is the sum of first and odd natural numbers. The sum of first and odd natural numbers is a perfect square. Already we discussed in previous video what is the sum of first and odd natural numbers. Sum of first and odd natural numbers is n square. N square means n square is a perfect square. The sum of first and odd natural numbers is a perfect square. Okay. Next point is very important. That is, if a number has n digits, then its square has 2n or 2n minus 1 digits. If a number has n digits, then its square has 2n or 2n minus 1 digits. It is correct or not, once we have to check. Let us consider a number. I consider a number 10. Which has how many digits? 2 digits. Then its square has either 3 digits or 4 digits, right? See, 2 digits. 2 into 2 or 2 into 2 minus 1. 2 into 2 gives what? 4 or 2 into 2, 4. 4 minus 1, 3. That means if a number has 2 digits, then its square has either 3 digits or 4 digits. Once we have to check. What is the 10 square? Equal to 100. How many digits it has? 3 digits. Am I correct or not? Let us consider another number 25. Which has how many digits? 2 digits. Then its square has either 3 digits or 4 digits. Once correct or not, once we have to verify. 25 square. 25 square is nothing but 25 into 25. By multiplying that, we will get 625. Got 3 digits or not? Let us consider another number 40. 40 has 2 digits. Then its square has either 3 digits or 4 digits. It is correct or not? 40 square can be written as 40 into 40. 40 into 40 gives what? 1600. 40 into 4, 4, 16, 2 zeros, 1600. Gives 4 digits or not? That means if a number has n digits, then its square has 2n or 2n minus 1 digits. If a number has 5 digits, then its square has 2 into 5 or 2 into 5 minus 1 digits. That means 10 or 9 digits. 2 5s 10, 10 minus 1, 9. If a number has 5 digits, then its square has 9 or 10 digits. These are the properties of perfect squares. I hope you understand. Thank you.